Yeah, hello everyone. Pleased to be back. It's always good to get to present at Cloud Field Day and Tech Field Day. I can't actually believe that this is Cloud Field Day 10 now, so we're chugging along quite through them, and it's exciting to talk about where Veeam's going and where we've been as well. So today we've got three presenters. Obviously me at the top, I'm David Hill. I'm a global technologist in Veeam's product strategy group, focusing on Veeam's cloud native strategy. And I'm joined by my colleagues in Veeam product strategy, Andrew Zalesko and Anthony Spiteri. They'll give you nice little introductions during their sections. But we're all really excited to be here and talk through what Veeam's doing around the cloud technologies. So first of all, I'm just going to quickly go through and talk about who Veeam are. A lot of people, as Stephen mentioned, the green, the infamous green of Veeam is well known through the technology industry, certainly in the virtualization space. But as we move more out into the cloud side of things, it's always nice to give a little recap of who Veeam are, where we've been and where we're going. And then we're going to talk through some of the cloud native aspects. I'm going to give a high level overview of what we have, where we're going, and also talk about how the technology works. Then Andrew's going to spend about 40 minutes giving you a demonstration of how all this works. And then we'll hand over to our resident Australian, Anthony, who will then go through some of the really cool features and capabilities around the cloud focus in our newly launched product version 11 of Veeam Backup and Replication. And then we'll finish up. So really exciting day lined up, and we'll get started now. So starting off, 2020, although starting in 2020, nobody could ever have imagined what the world was going to look like, how it was going to go. You know, personally, I never expected to go from 89 flights in 2019 to 2 in 2020. It's been a crazy year. It's been a disastrous year for a lot of people. But from a Veeam perspective, it's been a tremendous year. We did over $1.1 billion in bookings in 2020. Now that is a significant milestone for a software company, hitting over $1 billion in bookings. And that's now been 2 straight years. We did over $1 billion in bookings in 2019 as well. So it's a phenomenal achievement for a company like Veeam and where we're going. And it just pays testament to the strategy and the development of Veeam Software. When you look at these numbers, over 400,000 customers worldwide, that's 14 years of consecutive growth of customer numbers. I think a few years ago when I did Cloud Field Day 5 or something, we had like 340,000 customers. So you can see just in that small period of time, the growth that Veeam's on. And also just how we're growing as a company as well from an employee perspective. Obviously, 2020 was a very challenging year, but Veeam's continued to grow and hire people and continue to provide the capabilities that businesses need throughout this crazy changing world that we're now finding ourselves living in. Testament to that is these 3 core pillars that Veeam focuses on. Everything that Veeam does focuses on being simple, flexible, and reliable. And the simplicity of everything, Veeam has said for years that it just works. And that is true to everything we do. And being able to show that, not just from a bookings perspective, but also like net promoter scores, and the customers that use our products love our products and they rely on our products. Because ultimately, we're a data management company. So it's no good selling a product that looks great on the covers and it's all shiny and got all these bells and whistles, yet at 3 in the morning when your data center's on fire, which does actually happen, we've seen that in the news the past couple of days, it's no good when that happens, the product not being able to deliver on what it's promised. So it shows that a testament of Veeam's success is the reliability of the product. The flexibility as well, you'll see as I'm talking through these slides how easy it is. Everything that Veeam does is just from a modular fashion, so you can just buy a single product for one use case, or you can buy a whole platform to manage multiple solutions. And you'll see as we go through how easy it is to integrate these products and how to build out the architecture. And that all comes back to that simple aspect. It's just a scalable architecture. I remember Anthony saying at a Tech Field Day a few years ago that the code that he runs to back up his Windows laptop is exactly the same code that is used in a data center. And that's just based around how we leverage the scalable architecture of our platform. So you can just back up one laptop, or you can go and back up thousands of either virtual machines or cloud instances. It's very simple. So again, everything that we do comes down to this simple, flexible, reliable core tenets of what we do. Now, when we're talking about that data management platform, it's not just about backing up and recovering your workloads. That's a critical component, but from a data management perspective, it's also about things like governance and compliance. We've seen more and more about security breaches, how we recover from this, but making sure that you meet those government objectives, things like GDPR. There's always a lot to talk about GDPR now, making sure that everything that you do, being able to protect against the right to be forgotten, restoring your data, making sure that it's adequate to go back into production is critical. Orchestration and automation. You know, back in the days when you had like 5 servers in a basement, you could get away with just going down, switching a tape or writing a command to go start some backups. Now with the cloud and with virtualization and everything that we do, even the smallest of businesses are looking at 5, 10 instances. So being able to orchestrate and automate your data management solution and how you can protect those and recover those in the event of a failure is critical. And then finally, monitoring and analytics. As we talk about this multi-cloud world, and you see here on the left where people have workloads running out in the cloud, they have software as a service like Office 365, you know, lots of virtual machines and even physical machines. Being able to monitor and analyze your data and where it is and how you protect that data, and again, feeding into that governance and compliance is critical. So when you look at what Veeam offers, it's not just backup and recovery, it's a full platform to provide you with a data management solution that can cover pretty much any workload across any platform. So when we look at this, essentially where we're at is we have all these native backup solutions. So you see on this top line, we have like agents, virtual, physical, and out in the public cloud, also things like Kubernetes and Office 365. This data protection strategy is built to be modular. So you can just go and get some agents and back up some physical machines. You can go to AWS and just back up EC2 instances. You can just protect your Kubernetes workloads. Whatever you're doing, you can just go and get that single product to protect those workloads. Or you can build out that platform, as we were saying, from an architecture perspective. And everything with Veeam Availability Services, Veeam Backup and Replication can tie in to be a central data management platform. And then, of course, as a service provider, you can scale that out. You can manage that as an enterprise. You can leverage these products to provide like chargeback capabilities and that kind of thing. But everything, as I keep saying, is built around being modular. So whether you're a born in the cloud customer who just wants to go and protect AWS workloads, or whether you're still running SQL Server on physical servers in a data center, you can protect those. Or you can combine all these products together through one centralized platform and manage everything. And that's critical to being able to grow as a business as well, because maybe you've started off on that virtualization journey. You know, most of us, certainly on this call, have been around VMware for quite a while now. And then the public clouds come along. Well, how do we fit this into our strategy? So a lot of Veeam customers were just backing up virtual machines on a vSphere platform, and now they've moved into AWS and Azure and Google, and they needed their strategy to grow. So that helps being modular, being able to just go in and essentially grab the components that you need to go and protect your different workloads based on your use cases. So as I mentioned about 2020 being a really good year, from a product release perspective, it was Veeam's most successful year. We released more products and features and versions in 2020 than any year in our history. And this is kind of just like a bit of a highlight around Veeam Availability Suite version 10, Veeam Backup for AWS version 3, and we launched Veeam Backup for Microsoft Azure back in April 2020. So we had a very successful year from a launch perspective. And it hasn't stopped there. With 2021, we launched Veeam Availability Suite version 11, and Anthony's going to talk about that later on. We launched Veeam Backup for Google Cloud Platform. That was generally available at the end of January. And also things like Veeam Service Provider Console version 5. So more integration, providing things like RESTful APIs. So we continue to grow our platform portfolio as 2021 goes on, and you'll hear a lot more about that today. Finally, I just want to finish off this section and quickly talk about version 11. We recently GA'd this, as I've said. It went general availability end of January, and these are the 5 kind of key highlights of what we included in that product. Continuous data protection. Anthony's presented at Tech Field Day on that in the past, so you can always go and look at previous videos around that if you want to learn more. But things like S3, Glacier, and Azure Archive, you know, the ability to leverage object storage to store your data long term. Now, object storage support has been around for a while, but with things like Glacier and Azure Archive, that helps you store your data for longer at even lower costs. So they're critical features in a modern data management platform that you need to be able to, again, meet that governance and compliance I was talking about. And then things like backup as a service and disaster recovery as a service as well, providing capabilities for these to our service providers and being able to give them the capabilities that they need to expand and grow their businesses. So it's been a very exciting time in 2020. 2021 continues in the same vein. It's a really exciting time. We're growing the cloud strategy, which I'm going to talk about in the next section. And overall, from a Veeam perspective, it's just a phenomenal time, and we're really pleased to talk to you today about this journey.